everybody, welcome into the Flippin Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star the Flippin Hippo. Thank you for joining us. Today is October 7th. It's a Monday, which means it's time for What Sold on eBay. Just like every week, I'm going to take you on a walk through our photos on Instagram from shipping. We do post a photo of our packages each day with our friends, the Hippos, posing with those packages. It just is a way for us to keep a record of when sales are really good and when sales are really bad. It keeps us accountable, and we can always look back at times that were good or bad and find out what we were doing right or what we were doing wrong, respectively. And then it kind of gives all of our followers on Instagram a peek behind the scenes at what a reselling business that deals in volume is really looking at. Whether it's a day where we send out a lot of packages or a day that we have a bad day, we show it all. We're very transparent in how much we sell. So sometimes you'll see photos with 3 packages and sometimes you'll see photos like this. It's just kind of a way to share how many packages go out with the community as far as volume. And again, for us to kind of keep a record that we can go back and look at anytime. Plus, if I'm to be honest, it's really fun to set up the photos with my hippo friends. I think a lot of people look forward to seeing the hippos every day. This is our shipping crew. And then after we look through the Instagram photos, guys, we're going to jump over to the solds on eBay. And I'm going to start with all of the plush that sold the first week of Q4. I always start with plush. They are my absolute favorite thing to source, photograph, list, sell, ship, flip. I love plush, so we'll start with those. And then I have some bolos and some exciting items to show you guys. So let's jump on in. You're looking at today's shipping photo. We had 23 sales total over the weekend. 18 of those were eBay and 5 of those were Poshmark. It's an okay weekend. It's not great. It's not even really good. It's a little below average, especially considering we are into Q4, but it is not bad. It is not detrimental. We will take it. You can see in the background there's a lot of boxes. So we're selling a lot of higher end items and shoes and things like that to kind of offset the lower volume. Last Monday was really good. We had 28 sales go out in 27 packages. 26 of those were eBay and 2 of those were Posh. And we were rounding the corner to Q4 that weekend, getting all excited and ramped up. Tuesday, which was October 1st, the first official day of Q4, we had 11 packages go out, 9 eBay and 2 on Posh. Tuesday is typically our slow day, so that was a really good day for us. Wednesday, we had 6 packages, 5 eBay and 1 Posh. That's well below our sell-through rate that we typically or historically see of 0.5%, but that 0.5% sell-through rate is an average over time, so you will have days where you sell less, and that's okay as long as they all average out back up to your goal of what you want to sell or your average, sell-through rate that you aim for. Not every day is going to be the best. Online selling is definitely a roller coaster. You will have ups, you will have downs, especially in a volume-based business. You're going to have days where you send out 20 packages and days where you send out 2. Just keep trucking along. As long as it all averages out, like I said, you'll be fine. Thursday, we had another good day. 10 packages, 8 on eBay, 2 on Poshmark. Lots of boxes, guys. We sent out a lot of shoes this past week. And 8 packages on Friday, 6 eBay and 2 Poshmark. So that was a good day as well. All right, let's jump on over to the solds. And we'll start with this Olaf. This Olaf was 50 cents at the Goodwill. He is supposed to talk. He does not. But I decided to list him anyway. And so I just let the buyer beware. In the condition, I disclosed that he didn't work. And I listed him for around $10. You can see he was at $9.38 on our weekend sale. We do have 25% off. And I took a best offer of 8 on him. 50 cents into $8. I'll take it since he was broke and he didn't talk. He shipped first class in a poly bag. Typically something like this would have went in a smaller box to be shipped because he does talk. But since this one was broken and doesn't talk, I just wrapped him in tissue paper and stuck him in a poly. Here we have a Cupid Eeyore from the Disney store. He was 50 cents from the Goodwill. And he's super cute. He sold for $13. And he shipped in a little box, tiny, wee little box. I believe he went in one of our 5x5x5s. Reason being, he had a nice hang tag from the Disney store. And his wings had a stiff piece inside of it. And the halo as well. And I was worried about damage. So he did go in a small box. But he still shipped first class. This guy was 50 cents at the Benz. Or not the Benz. Sorry guys. He was 50 cents at Goodwill. He was 50 cents at Goodwill. Team Pigskin Bears. Don't know anything about him. I don't know anything really about the sporting thing. The sports, the teams, none of it. He had NFL on him. Team Pigskin. He was 50 cents. I grabbed him, snatched him up, brought him home. I listed him for $21 and I took a best offer of $15 on him. And he shipped in a poly bag. I did put one wrap, a bubble wrap, around his head to hold his hang tag tightly against him and to protect his hard eyes. This is a gunned polar bear, a special edition for American Eagle Outfitters. He's got a little backpack. It's supposed to have a snowboard in there. So my bear was missing a snowboard. I did pay 99 cents for him at the Goodwill. And went ahead and listed him without a snowboard. Just disclosed that he's missing it. And accepted a best offer of $15 on him. He did weigh over a pound and he was pretty large. So they paid $15 for the bear and they paid for shipping. So he shipped in a box, priority box that you can order off their website for free, and wrapped in tissue paper. I made him look nice inside of there. Alright, this is a tummy stuffer, as you guys recently saw in a haul video. 50 cents at the Goodwill. It's a unicorn. They're called tummy stuffers. I've had one or two of these before in the past, like a couple years. I don't find them very often. This one was so cute, and for 50 cents I could not pass it up. It did flip pretty fast. So I would say that these tummy stuffers are a definite BOLO. This sold within like a week of being listed, so that's really, really super good for plush. Most plush is really, really long tail. Like most plush you're looking at 6 months to a year in most instances, and this one sold pretty fast. So I would say tummy stuffers are definitely a BOLO, especially if you find the unicorn. Unicorns are popular no matter what the brand or what the plushie is. Unicorns and dragons seem to be pretty popular. Anyway, this unicorn sold for $16.88, and it shipped in a larger size poly bag, first class. Here we have the baby T-Rex from the Dawn of Dinosaurs Ice Age movie. He was 50 cents at the Goodwill. He sold for a best offer of $17.25. And I did put a little piece of bubble wrap around him. The whole entire upper half of his body. So I tucked his hang tag into his chest real tight, wrapped his arms around it, and then wrapped the bubble wrap real tightly to hold that hang tag in place so it didn't get creased or damaged in shipping. But it covered the whole upper half of his body to also protect his eyes. And then I wrapped all of that in tissue paper, and he went into a poly bag and he shipped first class. This is a Lovey that I found at a yard sale for $1. It was brand new with tags. Little Beginnings Giraffe Lovey with the little blanket there. It's so cute. You guys know I tell you all the time, Loveys are a BOLO. Whether they are used or new, regardless of the animal or the brand, they can go from anywhere from like $18 up to $50 and $60, sometimes even more than that. I do pick up Loveys anytime I find them. This particular one was $1. Got it home and was pleasantly surprised. I listed it for $36. It sold for full price, and it went into a 7x7 box, I think. It was a larger size box than the smallest one we have, which is the 5x5x5. We do have one size up from that, and because this was the giraffe is pretty long on our own, you can see, and there was a little plastic clip at the top. I didn't want to shove her into something too small. So this went in that larger, it's still a very small box. Went in a box to ship, first class. $1 to $36, guys. Look for those levies. Here's a vintage Applause Alice from Sesame Street. You guys, these vintage Applause animals are a bolo, especially if they are recognizable characters from popular shows. And even more especially if you can find the more obscure characters that are harder to find or weren't as popular. Alice is a good example of that. She wasn't a main character of the show, but she had her fans. And because she's more obscure and harder to find, she is worth more. The people that did like her will seek her out and be willing to pay more. And I'm going to show you this tag. I talked about this in a haul video recently. The vintage tags, not just from Applause. A lot of brands did this in the 80s and the 90s on their plush. It looks like they took one long tag, folded it in half, and attached it to the animal. You can see here, this is one side of the tag. And here's the other tag. You can see where the writing cuts off at the crease. So if you see plush with these tags that look like they were just folded in half and attached and the writing wraps around, they're definitely vintage. Most of them will have a year on them, but some of them don't have the year, and that's okay. You can still tell that it's vintage. Anyway, I found Alice for 50 cents at the Goodwill. Now, she does have some damage on her eyes, which I disclosed, and her stuffing's a little kind of flat, I guess you would say, but she's really old. So I listed her for 40, and she sold for 40, full price. And I did ship her in a box that was basically fit to her, not a box that we would normally buy. We had one laying around from Amazon. I did ship her in a box just because her eyes were already damaged, because she's so old and vintage, and her stuffing is like already, 30, 40 years old. I didn't want to risk her getting damaged in a poly bag. And I mean, they paid $40, so did ship her in a box, first class. And then I wanted to show you just an example of a Build-A-Bear workshop piece of clothing. You guys know that I'm constantly telling you, if you find a Build-A-Bear, strip it down, sell the bear naked, and sell the clothes separately. With the only exception being if the bear is clearly part of some special edition piece, or the bear is themed in such a way that the outfit is meant to be with that bear. And when I say bear, I say that loosely. It could be a dog, a cat, a pony, a rat. If it's from Build-A-Bear and it's an animal that's wearing clothing, if the clothing clearly is part of a theme or should be on the animal, leave it on them and sell them like that. But if it's just a plain animal with clothes, I always strip the clothes, sell the animal naked. I sell most of them for $17 to $21, even the plain ones. And then I sell their clothes separately. The thing with the clothes, they sell faster, they go really, really quick, and people are willing to pay a lot for a teeny tiny little t-shirt. So this one sold for $11.25. Ships first class. It came off of an animal that I will sell, or already did sell, for $18 to $20. So the clothes are kind of like extra money. So I do say, sell the bears naked, sell their clothes separately. If you can find clothes, like if you go to the bins a lot and you can find the animals with the clothes on, just take the clothes. The clothes you can lot up. The bigger lots will sell for more money. They just go really fast. And I kind of feel like if the bear pays for itself when it sells, then the clothes are a bonus. Guys, do you recognize this shirt? Some of you might. I wore this to the end of the conference party at eBay Open this year in Las Vegas, 2019. The theme was 70s, 80s, and 90s. I went for more 80s. This is the exact top I wore to the party. I bought it from Savers in Las Vegas because I went there without a costume, and we decided that we were going to go thrifting for one. This is what I purchased from Savers for like $3. I don't think I really fully ever intended to keep it. It's not necessarily me or my style. It was just for the party. And I chose it because of what it looked like. I definitely wanted an 80s kind of 90s top to go wear to the party. So it was unbranded. It's no brand I've ever heard of or anything. So I just kind of listed it as a shiny, sparkly, retro shirt. I accepted a best offer of 11 on it, and it went first class. Since it was something that was bought for a party, you know, selling it for $11 is fine by me. It was unbranded. It wasn't anything too exciting. All the tags were missing from it. You can see here, the shirt had absolutely no tags. So I put up the measurements and wore it for my party, and I sold it and made a little bit of profit. This was free to us. This came from the inventory that our friend donated to us last December when she retired from eBay. And it is like a Bryn Walker jacket thing. It's sold for $22.50 on a best offer, shipped first class. This is a wool blend blazer that was 99 cents about two years ago. This was something I don't know. I don't think I'd ever source anything like this again. It is wool blend, but it's I don't know. It took a long time to sell. I kind of stay away from blazers anymore. Do you guys still pick up blazers when you see them? Let me know. I mean, it would depend on what it was, I guess, but this is just something I feel like was a mistake. Kind of sat around for a long time, but it did sell for $22. They did send a best offer of $22, which I accepted, and they paid the shipping. It went in a medium flat box. It was really big. I couldn't get it stuffed into a padded flat, and the medium flat rate was a couple bucks cheaper than going by weight, because of course the buyer was in Washington. So something like this that's going to be expensive to ship never sells close by. It always sells all the way across the country. But they did pay for the shipping, so that was good, and it sold for $22.50. It was 99 cents. You guys might recognize this from a recent haul. Vince Camuto vegan leather bag. I got for, I believe it was 50 cents at a yard sale. It may have been a quarter, but we'll go with 50 cents. We'll say it was 50 cents. Hasn't been around for that long, guys. Sold pretty quickly for $19.69. It went wrapped in bubble wrap and tissue paper in a poly bag. First class. This came from a very recent yard sale. The day we found the filler bags. So this went into a bag of a ton of other stuff. We ended up spending $14 that day on 4 bags stuffed full of clothing. This was probably the best find of that day, of that lot of clothes. This is a liquid blue men's Grateful Dead shirt. You guys, these liquid blue shirts are a definite below. Of course, the more vintage ones are going to go for a lot more money, depending on what's printed on it and the graphics or how much you're going to get for it. But I would say anytime you find the liquid blue t-shirts, they're a definite below. This one in particular was worth about $20, so Keith put it up for $25, thinking we'd take a best offer. It sold for full price at $25 and shipped first class. Cost of goods on this was probably about a nickel if we counted out everything in the bags that day. So really good flip right there. Definitely a bolo. Here we have some Nightmare Before Christmas knee-high socks. These were free to us. They were given to us by Keith's sister to put in the store. Accepted a best offer on these of $13.50, and they shipped in a poly bag. First class. These Disney little snow globes I'm about to show you guys might recognize. We got these from the neighborhood sale that was actually a flea market in the park of that neighborhood. And one stand had a lot of Disney stuff. We've already sold a gumball machine we bought from those people. So these little snow globes, I had 2 of these. I had one of Minnie. You can see Minnie here. And there's a 4th one of Mickey on a red sled. So they were a quarter a piece. I bought all 4. They were made exclusively for JCPenney. They have their dates on them. They're pretty cool. This first one sold for $11.25 full price. They came in their original packaging and boxes, so they were super easy for us to ship. I don't think I did get a picture of it here. So their original boxes were damaged. They were ripped and torn. I just disclosed that in the comments that the original boxes had damage. And they came in their original styrofoam packing. So they just went into the box, and the box was padded out with bubble wrap and shipped in another box. So they were easy to ship. They all went first class. So the first one sold for $11.25 full price to the first buyer. And then the second buyer sent a best offer of $10 on 2. So we basically gave her $2.50 off for purchasing 2 at the same time. They shipped the same way as the other one, just in a slightly bigger box together. So we've already sold 3 of the 4, and we've grossed $21.25 on the 3. Hopefully the other one will go just as quickly as these did, and for full price. But yeah, I always love when somebody wants more than one of something, and they send you a decent offer that you can accept. Sometimes you'll get people that think, I'm going to offer you $2 since I'm offering on more than one item, and that's not a good deal, but we were glad to take 10 on both, or on each, 20 for both from that buyer. Alright guys, let me know down in the comments below how sales have been going for you. Have you had anything flip that's super exciting? Have you found anything that's super exciting that you put in your store recently? I do love to hear from you guys. If you haven't joined our Facebook group yet, please do so. You can find us on Facebook by searching for Flipping Hippos Reseller Pod, or you can go down in the description box down below and click on the link to join. Hit the thumbs up before you guys leave, guys. That really helps the video, guys. It really, really helps us a lot when you hit that thumbs up. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe to our channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. And you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're at Flippin' Hippos across all social media. Until next time, guys, go be productive. Keep prepping for Q4. We're already in Q4, but we should act like we're still prepping for Q4 as Q4 goes forward and gains momentum. We should all see a bigger increase in sales, and we want to be prepared for that and have as many listings up as we can to maximize our profits this holiday season. Thank you guys so much for watching tonight. I'll see you next time. You're the best. Bye.